Monday. How fitting is the forecast with everything as well. Thank you all for joining us on YouTube and now our Facebook page. We are still updating you on this winter weather here across the east. It's been quite a dynamic January. We were just talking about that. Charlie and Zach Holder now, who's on air right now during the we were just talking about amongst ourselves how active this month has just been. Very, very busy. About every weekend we've had some sort of precipitation falling, whether if it's in rain or the last 2 weekends now, snow and freezing rain. We had a little freezing rain about 2 weekends ago. Last weekend we had the ice and the sleet, a little rain, a little snow. This time around looks to be all snow. So we're going to have, we've had all the potpourris of forecasting winter weather here the last several weekends. Does look like we're going to finally get our fair share of some winter weather here over the next little bit. So definitely, again, if you're going to be outside this weekend, you want to get things done tomorrow, because after that, things just kind of go downhill, because we're going to be getting colder, we're going to be getting wet, wintry, kind of say the least. So definitely, again, quite a different dynamic we've been talking about here for the last few days. So let's get you now what you're seeing, the temperatures, what they feels like out there with that bitter wind. That's thankfully not as strong as it's been for the last few days, but overall, though, most of us, again, let's see, the sound. Check, check, check. Mic check, 1, 2. Let me know if that's working now. Thank you, Randy. I didn't realize the sound was off. I think I've got the wrong microphone over here, so let me know if the sound's working. Somebody let me know, so I'm not talking just to the figment of my imagination here. But I think we're ready to go now. We got audio levels on my end. Looks like we've got hopefully some sound working for us now with that as well. Sandy, I will get to all your questions and everybody's questions. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we had a wrong microphone. Looked like it was on mute the whole time. But anyway, our forecast continued to be cold here all the way around. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you all for listening to me ramble along with that too. All right, sounds good. Currently, though, we are in the low to mid 30s outside. Those temperatures, again, showcase you feel like the 40s out there for a lot of locations right now. Now, again, as we go towards the rest of tonight and heading into the evening hours, we're going to be seeing those temperatures drop colder once again. So definitely once more, we're going to be seeing those 20s and teens out there. All right. Thank you all for letting me know the microphone's working. I appreciate y'all doing that. All right, we're going to get right into your timing of everything. I see everybody's asking about what about my town, what about my town, what about my town. We'll get to that in a minute. Mary says she's ready for spring, so we got a long ways to get there. Summer is about 100 some days away. But anyway, here's your wind out the door. Not much to complain about. This afternoon, though, we're quiet here around the east here. We're starting to see those snow. That's part of the little system there outside portions that's going to move towards, give us flurries tomorrow morning north of our area. But the main system is back outside of Nebraska there. It's going to be eventually looping its way across the east. And by tomorrow, tonight and Saturday morning. So what you kind of see here is when can we expect it? What are we going to be seeing? Saturday morning through midday Sunday. Right now, most of the timing of this does have a lot of precipitation falling of snow. Some of you could see a little bit of mixing taking place. So definitely overall the precipitation mixing would be more towards the coastline than it would be the inland locations. However, though, again, those temperatures regardless are going to change all that over to a wintry mix to snow once all is said and done. 3 to 5 inland, maybe 5 to 8 along the coast, some higher spots possible there. It's going to be a drifting snow. We're going to be dealing with wind, swept snow here, so definitely going to be seeing this start to accumulate drifting. So if you've ever seen drifting snow before, it's quite a sight to see, to say the least here. We don't get a lot, but it's quite a sight to see. Again, roads are going to be deteriorating as we go towards this weekend. And then behind that, that bitter cold blast returns with that too. Of course, we've got wind, high wind warnings, watches rather, in play here as we go towards the next weekend for the areas highlighted in orange shaded there. That includes portions of Carteret County, Terrell and Dare counties as well, even the Outer Banks. So again, please be mindful of all those with that. Winter storm watches may possibly get upgraded to winter storm warnings. We'll see what the National Weather Service does with that over the time being. That will go through the whole weekend. Cold weather watches now, extreme cold watches have now been issued all of ENC. This goes to the weekend. Wind chills could be dipping as low as maybe -1 to -3. So definitely some dangerous cold weather in our forecast here. So overall, forecast map guidance, again, we made a little quick tweak to this map here earlier, and you kind of see we did push some of that 3 to 5 inland, more 5 to 8 further to the coast now, further inland. That we may have to make a little more shifts to that. So again, we're seeing that right there as well. Definitely going to be seeing some dryness in between. So we could get some dry slots here or there that could prevent a little snow from falling, but though that'll be very light. Let's time things out for you here as we go out tonight. Cloudy and then just cold, chilly, whatever. Well, it's not chilly, it's just more so frigid because of those temperatures dropping to the teens and 20s tonight. Waking up tomorrow morning, barely getting above freezing for some of you. You notice that little blip of some snow north of I-95. That's well off of Halifax, heading to Hertford County, well up there. Could pick up a few little snow flurries in between, and that's it. And then, of course, we're not going to ride home much on that. It's not until Saturday morning they're watching again for this first round of initial moisture to move in. Rain to the coast as we go towards sunrise on Saturday. That's when most of that precipitation starts to overtake the area. Again, a bigger picture map showcases more of an inland spot. You kind of see right there that coastal low developing there, throwing back a little mixing along the coast. Most of us are in snow, staying snow all the way through midnight, all the way to about 9, 10 o'clock Sunday morning. Eventually, again, turning into some very, very windy conditions there. Again, you saw that snow moving south of Charleston, South Carolina, even outside of Atlanta. Could pick up even possibly outside of Jacksonville, Florida, of all places. Again, that snow, Florida has seen more snow, I think, than us this year alone. We're about to probably overtake that now, but definitely something they don't get a lot down that way, but it's pretty sure that is a sight for all those Floridians down there who are not accustomed to seeing wintry weather. All right, winds again coming out tomorrow morning out that northeast flow, holding that direction through much of the day on Friday, and then eventually gusting, really breezy conditions there, sustained winds between 20 and 30 miles an hour. So again, that's what we're seeing with that. Lauren's asking about the dry slot. I'll ask that and I'll answer that question in just a minute. Of course, we've got tomorrow upper 30s, upper 20s for both Saturday and Sunday. It does look like we'll eventually salvage some of Sunday afternoon once the winter storm gets out of here, wintry weather rather gets out of here. We'll eventually begin to see those clearing conditions. It is going to still remain pretty cold here, regardless of any precipitation falling. It's going to stick. It's going to create road issues here over that time, barely getting above freezing on Monday for Groundhog Day. How fitting with the forecast to be on that cold day there. Of course, who knows what the weather for Pennsylvania is going to be. Probably going to be cold and maybe snowy, because it seems like they get that about every year about this time. 40s finally make a comeback here. We have one more very cold night there Tuesday morning. Anything that melts Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, again, watch out again for refreezing. As of now, we got a few rain showers. Most of the rain coming in Wednesday obviously should start to melt a lot of that snow, getting it out of there. We're going to be above freezing. And then, of course, temperatures at night. Yeah, we're going to watch out for that, see what happens with that again. But overall, for the most part, it's going to stay pretty chilly regardless next week. But it's better than what we've been in for the last almost week and a half. This has just been unusually cold for us here in eastern North Carolina. So again, if you come from the north, you're trying to escape the cold. Unfortunately, it's staying here. It does not remain any more dominant than it's been here for some time. So anyway, let's see here. Lauren's asking what the dry slot is, basically meaning that we're going to get kind of a break in between. Cut off, we'll have a low and another low coming in between it. Of course, it may kind of allow some of that dry air to interfere with it. So we'll get some dry air basically with the dew points being so dry as it is. We'll get moisture aloft, though again, once that moisture kind of comes down, it'll start to pick up that. So once we get that dry air in place for a little bit, it'll most likely probably allow some of that to not accumulate as much on the snow, though again it'll be enough to kind of be on the ground. And of course, and once it picks back up again, we'll see more snow return for us. So hope that answers your questions. Barbie saying we could be, yes, much areas worse across the country right now, where they're dealing with minus 20, minus 30-degree wind chills from the Dakotas over to the Midwest region, even as far south as Michigan there and portions of Ohio, and even West Virginia dealing with some of those. That's talking about well like Huntington, Charleston, well out west of West Virginia there, and portions of Southwest Virginia even picking up some bitter cold right there too. So definitely, once again, probably this has been the longest cold stretch we've had in a while. I'm sure some long-time folks who've been here back in the winter of '89. We had the '93, '96. We had those cold snaps that came in and stuck around for a while, but definitely going to be seeing that as well. Renee asking what time it'll start in Washington. Most likely you'll probably see it start as off, say, 9, 10, 11 a.m. I'm going to give you the 9 a.m. to noon threshold. Somewhere between 9 a.m. and noon Saturday, we'll see that start to move in. It'll start light as a few flurries and probably change over to all that snow. You most likely will probably be mostly snow. I don't foresee anybody further inland changing over to any wintry mix with that too. So we'll start as snow and end as snow for you. Coastal spots, say south of Morehead City, over to portions of Beaufort, making your way down towards let's see, the Outer Banks region. Most likely we'll see that mixing take apart. So that is, hopefully that answered your question. So on that note, I'm going to bid you all a very farewell. We've got, again, all of our newscasts are here, 4, 5, 6, and 11, and we'll be back here tonight. We're going to have a special later winter, more of in-depth analysis with Zach Holder, our Chief Meteorologist Zach Holder. We'll be back on later tonight till we keep you updated on that. So if you have our news app, you'll probably most likely get a push alert sent to your phone regarding that. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be back tomorrow morning with Jim and Gigi with what's brewing and much more to come. So other than that, Gregory, Bertie County, most likely again, same as Washington, start as a little snow and stay as snow. Maybe a little break in between early on in the afternoon before you trains back over to snow most of Saturday night to about roughly 4 or 5 a.m. Sunday morning, and then eventually by 9 a.m. most of us will be out of the snow. Inland spots will anyway. Further you go out to the coast, Outer Banks towards the Highway 12, north of 64, heading up towards portions of 158, heading towards Elizabeth City, you most likely will probably have more of that wintry weather stick around a lot longer, turning over to a mixed bag, because we're going to start to warm up just a little bit. So on that note, we have a full detailed on our website at WITN.com. All the information zone by zone pretty much. Charlie did a wonderful job about a couple hours ago. He did it on a map. It was like a county by county spot of everything that he showcased everything with that. So you can go check his out. On that note, you're welcome. Thank you all for tuning on in. We'll see you back here later tonight. And if you miss us tonight, if you're an early bird, you'll get up earlier tomorrow to watch Jim. I'll have more on that. And of course, those who know Jim, he is a big snow fanatic like myself, probably a more bigger snow fanatic than I am, but I will say he'll have much more on those data updates and everything of that nature, and Gigi will have more of your news headlines coming to you in the morning. Y'all take care, everybody, and stay warm.